Oh, yes, test, test. One, two, three, test, test. My pleasure. Buzz? No.
Yes, Roger just sent me something. Thank you very much. Left?
Good morning, everyone, and bienvenue à tous. Merci d'être venus ici à la ville de Toronto pour faire notre entretien de FIFA. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Today, rather. My name is Julia Osterman, and I'm the Chief Communications Officer for the City of Toronto, and I will be your MC today. We are less than a week until kickoff, and we're thrilled to be welcoming the FIFA World Cup to Toronto. Across Toronto, we've been preparing for this tournament, and today we'll be walking you through various preparations and everything that residents, businesses, and visitors need to know. We will begin with remarks from the City of Toronto staff and its partners. I have speaking today Sharon Ballenbeck from the FIFA Secretariat, Andrew Paulsons, the Chief Congestion Officer, Deputy Chief Robert Johnson from Toronto Police Services, Fort Monaco from the Toronto Transit Commission, and Sean Fuller from Metrolinx. For the Q&A, we will also be joined afterwards by representatives of our partner organizations that are supporting FIFA. The following individuals will be available for media questions: Dr. Michelle Murty with Toronto Public Health, Chief Jim Jessup with Toronto Fire, Chief Vic Chawla with Toronto Paramedic Services, Joanna Bevan Desjardins with Toronto Emergency Management, Anna Fernandez with Municipal Licensing and Standards, and Matthew Varasava with Toronto Parking Authority and Bike Share. A lot of partners. There's a lot of news and a lot of moving parts. We're so excited to have you all here today. Following our remarks, we will have an opportunity for media questions, and I'd like to start by offering the podium to Sharon Bollenbach, Executive Director of the FIFA Secretariat, to speak. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Thrilled to see so many of you here, and we're super excited to be sharing information with you today as we look to 1 week to go. As Julia said, my name is Sharon Bollenbach. I'm the Executive Director of the FIFA World Cup 2026 Toronto Secretariat here at the City of Toronto. With less than a week to go, Toronto is ready, and we are excited to welcome the world to our city. The energy is building across the city. You can see it in our wayfinding signage, in our street banners, our street teams welcoming visitors at the airport, our dressing and pageantry across the city. It's really starting to create a buzz and an energy. Today's briefing will walk you through the work that's brought us here and highlight what residents, visitors, and businesses need to know during the tournament. As a host city, Toronto has worked closely with our agencies and partners to deliver a safe, inclusive, and rights-respecting event. This includes our Human Rights Action Plan, published this week, which outlines our commitment to equity, inclusion, and reflecting Toronto's diversity. We've developed a comprehensive mobility plan with partners at the TTC, Metrolinx, Toronto Police Service, and Toronto Emergency Management. The plan promotes a transit-first approach, encouraging residents and fans to take transit, walk, or cycle. In addition to increased transit services, which we will hear about more very shortly, our plan addresses the downtown, what we call the last mile to the stadium, the final walking path to Toronto Stadium, where you'll find enhanced amenities such as additional washrooms, free bike valet, bike share availability, designated ride share zones, volunteers to assist visitors and answer questions, and a welcoming stadium entrance at Princess Gate. Toronto Stadium is ready. We completed our upgrades on time and had a very successful test match in May with a full capacity stadium. Toronto fans are in for a spectacular World Cup experience at our stadium. Outside of the matches held at the stadium, we are proud to be hosting FIFA Fan Festival that will feature live match broadcasts, performances, and more. We were thrilled to see the enthusiasm for FIFA Fan Festival, which sold out general admission tickets. But don't worry, if you don't have a ticket yet, there are still some premium tickets available for purchase. Community access has been a key part in our planning, which is why, on top of the free general admission tickets, we are offering 11,000 tickets to community groups across Toronto, ensuring that more Torontonians get to take part in the festivities. Situated at Fort York National Historic Site and the Bentway, the FIFA Fan Festival site will come to life one day early with the three-city concert taking place on Wednesday, June 10th to kick off the World Cup. The Toronto lineup includes Bryan Adams, can't get much more Canadian than Bryan, and he will be joined by a number of other Canadian artists alongside performances from simultaneous kickoff concerts in Mexico City and Los Angeles. Tickets are just $36, available through Ticketmaster, and premium experiences are also available for the concert. You won't want to miss this amazing kickoff to the tournament. But the World Cup goes beyond festivals and the tournament itself. It also leaves a lasting impact on our city, and this has been a priority for us from day one. We're investing in free local soccer programs and expanding access to the sport in underserved communities. Apologies. Building new soccer mini pitches at 4 parks across the city with more to come. Investing in 1.7 million community-led celebrations, providing workforce development programs which provide Indigenous, Black, and equity-deserving youth access to employment, training, and career exploration opportunities. We have invested in Centennial Park, the official FIFA World Cup 26 training site that includes a beautiful new regulation size pitch and field house to support team training during the tournament. Out of the 75 training sites across the 16 host cities, our site was rated within the top 5, something we should all be very proud of. Following the tournament, that facility will be returned to the city for public use, supporting local leagues, community programming, and recreational activities. We invested in Toronto Stadium to ensure that Toronto's home stadium is World Cup ready, while also leaving a legacy long after the final whistle blows. Our volunteer program has been exceptional. Across the 16 host cities, Toronto had the highest number of volunteers registered, with over 250,000 people registering to volunteer. Over the course of the tournament, 3,000 plus volunteers will act as ambassadors and support operations in a behind-the-scenes, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We extend our sincere thanks to each one of our volunteers for sharing their time and talents to ensure our success. And these are only a few examples of how this work will continue to benefit Toronto for years to come. As we head into the tournament, we want to thank Toronto residents for their enthusiasm and support. At all of our milestones events, our 1 year to go, our 100 days to go, and most recently the Coca-Cola Trophy Tour, Toronto has demonstrated its excitement about the World Cup in our city, and we know that each resident will be an amazing ambassador as we welcome the world and shine a spotlight on our world in a city. Again, we encourage you to visit our website and follow our social channels for the most current information on how to truly experience the FIFA World Cup in a safe and positive way. Check our calendar of events and explore the many celebrations taking place in every corner of the city. And visit our Getting Around guide when planning your travel. Plan in advance and give yourself lots of extra time to arrive at venues and events. Please use public transit, cycle, or walk to and from matches and events. Check entry requirements for the stadium and FIFA Fan Festival. And above all else, embrace this moment in our city, in our country's history, and experience all that this opportunity has to offer. We are ready to welcome the world, and we are looking forward to kicking off next week. Thank you, and I would now like to welcome Andrew Poslins, Chief Congestion Officer for the City of Toronto.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Sharon. I am Andrew Poslins. I'm the Chief Congestion Officer and Executive Director of Strategic Capital Coordination here at the City of Toronto. In just a few days, Toronto will welcome the world. The FIFA World Cup is one of the largest sporting events in the world, and we have a plan for how to get people around during this busy time. For more than 2 years, the City of Toronto has been working closely with transit agencies, emergency services, and our regional partners to build a practical, detailed plan to keep Toronto moving during the tournament. Let me walk you through a little bit of what people can expect. If you're attending a match or visiting a fan event, as Sharon said, public transit will be the easiest and most reliable way to get around. Our plan includes enhanced transit services. There will be no public parking at Toronto Stadium, and parking will be extremely limited in the area as well. As by design, our goal is to move the largest number of people as efficiently as possible in and out of the area, and that's why we're taking a transit-first approach. Walking and cycling are also great options to get to the events. As part of our plan, we have identified easy walking routes and cycling routes to the Toronto Stadium and FanFest, and these are marked clearly with signage for residents and visitors to be able to get to where they want to go. We've also put in place dedicated sites for bicycle parking, working with our bike share partners, and a valet service for bicycles as well. If you use rideshare or taxis, there will be designated pickup and drop-off areas, and following these directions will help avoid delays for everyone. There will be changes on the roads, especially near key venues like the Toronto Stadium and the FIFA Fan Festival, as well as the waterfront. On match days, some neighborhoods, like Liberty Village and Fort York, will be limited to local access only. You'll also see measures on key transit corridors, such as temporary return restrictions, reduced parking, and more traffic control agents on the ground to keep things flowing safely. On match days, there will also be some targeted road closures near the venue. This includes Dufferin from Springhurst Avenue South to Saskatchewan Drive, Strawn Avenue from East Liberty Street down to the Lakeshore, and Lakeshore Boulevard East from Bathurst Street to British Columbia Drive. These closures will start 5 hours ahead of the kickoff, and they will be wrapped up 3 hours after the match concludes. Drivers who use routes such as these roads should be aware, and they should plan ahead. They should consider options such as giving themselves more time, rerouting or retiming their journey, or looking to remode, taking public transit instead. For residents, they should expect busier sidewalks, a busier transit service, fuller transit vehicles, and more activity generally in the neighborhoods, especially if you live close to an event site. We know that brings some disruption, and we've planned carefully to manage it and keep communities accessible. For businesses, this World Cup is a tremendous opportunity, bringing so many visitors to the city, but it does require planning. Businesses should be thinking about delivery times, staff schedules, and also how their customers or clients will reach them. Small adjustments, such as shifting delivery windows to prior to road closures, or encouraging transit use for their staff or employees or clients, can make a big difference. Across the downtown, our message is simple: plan ahead, and where possible, travel differently. Consider adjusting your travel times and avoiding non-essential trips during match hours. Checking the official website at torontofwc26.ca, Getting Around, the Getting Around guide that Sharon mentioned, for updates, and using tools that are already in your pocket will be a smart approach. We're working directly with common navigation apps as well, like Waze and Google, to share up-to-date road restrictions and closures so that people will be able to rely upon the best routes when they're on the move. And the same goes for transit. We encourage people to check for service adjustments before they travel and to build in extra time. Things will be busier than usual, and a little extra time will go a long way for everyone in making it an easy and enjoyable experience. Just a final note, during the tournament, we will also be providing information and working behind the scenes with all partners together, actively monitoring conditions from a unified mobility coordination center. We are not using a static plan. We will be responsive and adapt if needed. Toronto has a very strong record of hosting major events, including oftentimes several at once, and we're bringing that experience to the table and to the World Cup. Thank you. I will now turn it over to Deputy Chief Robert Johnson of the Toronto Police Service.
Good morning, and thanks everyone for joining us here today. As mentioned, in just 1 week, we are thrilled to host the FIFA World Cup, and we are proud to be among the top cities to do so. During the tournament, we are anticipating approximately 300,000 visitors to celebrate in this historic moment for Toronto. Our role is clear: to ensure a safe and secure experience for everyone, while showcasing Toronto as a world-class host city. We are committed to ensuring that this celebration is safe and enjoyable for everyone. Whether you're heading to Toronto Stadium for the matches, attending FIFA Fan Festival, gathering with friends to watch nearby, or simply moving through the downtown core during this busy time. This is the longest operational period with the largest deployment of members in the Toronto Police Service's history. Tens of thousands of officers will be deployed, and depending on the day and what else is happening across the city, you will see officers from neighboring police services assisting on the ground. There will be officers here from Peel Regional Police, York Regional Police, the Durham Regional Police Service, the Ottawa Police Service, the Ontario Provincial Police, and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Fans can expect to see a significant and visible police presence both inside and outside Toronto Stadium. The FIFA Fan Festival and the Last Mile, which concentrates around these venues, as well as Liberty Village and key transportation hubs. Officers will be on hand to help manage crowds, support our partners, and ensure a safe and positive environment for everyone. Police officers from other countries will assist Toronto Police by providing expert advice and insight into their country's fan bases. These football intelligence officers will give credible situational awareness that allows our officers to respond in a measured and appropriate way. On match days, we can expect to see fans gathering ahead of kickoff to cheer on their favorite team. Fan marches will move along designated routes towards Toronto Stadium. Similar to a parade, roads will be temporarily closed, as you have heard, as needed to ensure everyone's safety. Before going to the Toronto Stadium and FIFA Fan Festival, we are encouraging everyone to familiarize themselves with the list of prohibited items and to bring a clear bag to the stadium. We'd also like to remind everyone that drones remain restricted in and around Toronto Stadium, FIFA Fan Festival, Centennial Park, and Downsview Park. It's a federally designated no-fly zone for all drones. We are utilizing specialized drone detection technology to identify and intercept drones. Individuals operating drones, including micro drones, weighing under 249 grams, can be fined under the Canadian Aviation Regulations for violating federally designated no-fly zones. If deemed necessary, criminal charges will be laid. Finally, fireworks are strictly prohibited on the streets in Toronto Stadium and FIFA Fan Festival. Using pyrotechnics of any kind could result in a fine of up to $1,000. They're dangerous and can cause serious injuries. We want everyone to have fun, so leave the fireworks behind. As with any major event of this scale, keeping people safe requires extensive planning and coordination. Public safety is always our top priority, and Toronto Police have been working closely with our integrated safety and security partners, including the City of Toronto, emergency services, transportation agencies, FIFA, and many others, to make sure all aspects of safety, security, and logistics are covered, from road closures and crowd management to emergency response plans. These matches are about bringing people together, celebrating soccer, celebrating the world, and celebrating our city. We want everyone to be able to focus on enjoying the experience, so we encourage fans to plan ahead, allow extra time, and stay aware of their surroundings. A few key reminders for fans attending the matches or heading downtown. Expect road closures, as you have heard, and large crowds. Public transit is your best option. Be patient when leaving, as thousands of fans may be exiting at once. If you're bringing children, decide in advance where you'll meet if separated. Follow the directions of the police, security, and event staff, and celebrate safely. Fireworks are strictly prohibited. Toronto is ready to showcase the best of our city to the world. Together with our partners, we'll be working hard behind the scenes and on the ground to make sure this is an unforgettable FIFA World Cup. Thank you. I will now hand it over to Fort Monaco to speak to the TTC plans for the tournament period.
Thank you, Deputy Chief Johnson, and good morning, everyone. Today marks 1 week until the first FIFA World Cup game in Toronto. We are excited to be part of this incredible event, and we take the responsibility that comes with it very seriously. The TTC has been preparing for this moment for many months now. We are working closely with the city and its agencies, Metrolinx, and event partners. Our plans are fully integrated into the city's mobility master plan for match days and the FIFA Fan Festival. We expect a significant increase in ridership, with demand concentrated in the downtown core and around the stadium and fan sites. Our focus is clear: enough service, clear information, and the ability and flexibility to respond quickly if conditions change. We are boosting service across all modes. That includes more frequent streetcar service on key routes such as the 509 Harbourfront, 511 Bathurst, the 29 or 929 Dufferin, and 504 King. We are expanding subway services on lines 1 and 2, including extended late-night service on select nights and deploying a dedicated shuttle services on match days. We have made targeted infrastructure improvements to support reliability and speed, and that includes transit priority measures such as new rapid TO red lanes on Bathurst and Dufferin, which are already delivering faster and more reliable trips. We are also positioning dedicated response crews within the venue area and along critical routes that feed into it. If issues arise beyond our control, we have built-in redundancies and alternatives so customers can continue their journeys smoothly. We have been strengthening preventative maintenance across the system in the lead up to the tournament to ensure our vehicles and infrastructure are in top condition. Reliability matters most when demand is at its peak. We've not only readied our vehicles and infrastructure, a major part of our preparedness effort is about people. Over 600 TTC special event ambassadors will be stationed at key locations including Kipling, Dufferin, Bathurst, Union, and St. Andrew stations, as well as the Fleet Street Transit Hub, ready to help ensure a smooth experience for fans and visitors as they move through our network. They'll be standing by to answer questions, provide directions, and support anybody who may need that extra assistance. To ensure all our customers can get around easily, including visitors who are in the city for the very first time, we have implemented new enhanced wayfinding, including alphanumeric numbering at stations, new temporary signage in different languages, and e-paper screens at streetcar and bus stops across the city. The TTC is no stranger to accommodating significant high-demand events. We successfully move thousands of people during the Taylor Swift Eras Tour, and every year we deliver extra services for the CNE and other large citywide and often overlapping celebrations. The World Cup is in a different scale, visibility and complexity. That is why our planning has been detailed, disciplined, and collaborative. And of course, safety remains our top priority. We're working closely with our partners to ensure an enhanced security presence and a safe experience for everyone traveling on the TTC during the tournament. We're very proud to play a major role in welcoming the world to Toronto, and I want to assure you, we are ready. Our employees, our vehicles, and our network are ready, and we look forward to helping make the FIFA World Cup 2026 a safe, seamless, and unforgettable experience for everyone. I'd like to call upon Sean Fuller, the Chief Operating Officer of Metrolinx.
Thank you for it, and thank you all for being here. I'd just like to start by thanking my colleagues that are here. We've been working very closely together to ensure a unified product that's going to be delivered for the tournament, and without each of their partnerships, it would have been very difficult to do, so thank you all. And in addition to that, the 11 municipal transit authorities that Metrolinx have been working with, and including the Greater Toronto Airport Authority, which will ensure that there is a good, solid regional approach to not only our local transit users, but also our visitors that are coming in as well. The service plan is ready to go. Metrolinx is ready to go, and it starts this Wednesday. So from June 10th to July 5th, we will be doing the additional FIFA service for the duration of the tournament. The stars of our schedule show is obviously the Lakeshore GO train, which will be operating at a 15-minute frequency. And in addition to that, all of the regional tourist destinations, we will have additional bus trips to accommodate our world visitors coming for those as well. I think at this point in the technical briefing, really what I'd like to just push forward to all of the transit users is to look at the wayside signage. Exhibition Stadium for local and existing users of that station will look different. There will be additional customer service people on site, safety staff. Please follow the signage, and everything will be laid out very safely to move people into the event, but also post-event as well. In addition to that, to acknowledge what's happening and the importance of this event, Presto has a commemorative card, and it'll be available on our website of how you can get this. It's a limited edition, but it's also important that we take an opportunity as the City of Toronto and the Greater Toronto Hamilton area to acknowledge what is actually happening, what's coming to our city, and to also have a bit of fun with it as well. So thank you very much.
I recognize that's a lot of information, and I appreciate everyone's time today. As we move to media questions, I'm going to ask my other colleagues to please make their way onto either side of this group and to come a little closer if possible. So thank you, Sean, and thank you everyone who has joined us here today. Now we're going to open the floor to your questions. Please go to the microphone which is over here.
Over here.
Thank you, Vanna, and please, if you could just state your name and your outlet before asking the question, and everybody gets one question and one follow-up per journalist. Thank you
Sounds
so
good.
much.
I don't know the make and model of this mic, so I can't really show it off too well.
Thanks,
First question is
Norman.
for Sharon. I don't know if you heard, but yesterday FIFA made an announcement about water bottles, and people took the news very well. So my question to you is, Councillor Matlow said that he was going to reach out to the Secretariat directly to see if you guys can do anything about it. Can you do anything about it, and what, if anything, can be done to address the issue?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I heard about it. Just to clarify. So yes, I have reached out to FIFA. We have had a conversation. Obviously, we're waiting for a final decision. I think they're sort of taking a second look at that, but I will leave that to them to comment on. I can share what we are doing, and what we can control is the access into FIFA Fan Festival, and we will be allowing clear plastic refillable water bottles into Fan Festival, so that we can, and we will have HTO to go stations and water stations at Fan Festival for fans to access water.
This is my follow-up, but just in general, usually BMO Field does allow those water bottles for TFC games, so I think that's where the confusion is. Do you know why it was changed?
I don't, and I can't speak to the decision there. Obviously, I think safety was a factor. I think that's what certainly was communicated, and so we'll wait to see how that falls out for them.
Sure. And if I could just ask Chief Chow a quick question as well. I know that at the last council meeting, you guys were still dotting the T's and crossing the I's in terms of, no, that's not you, do it the other way around, about getting other paramedic units in. I just wanted to know if that plan has been finalized, and are we good to go in terms of having enough paramedics to serve not only the area where FIFA's taking place, but the city overall?
Yeah, the that plan is finalized, and we do have the staff that we need to both cover and support the stadium and the site itself, as well as the rest of the city.
Hi, Matthew Bingley from Global News. Sharon, have you found that $5 million you were missing for the Fan Fest?
We are still working on that. You know, we've got some, as we've talked about, we are still working on some partners. There's some discussions going on. The concert is a new element that we have since added, so that is an opportunity certainly for some revenue generation as well. So there's a number of things still in the works to help us out with that gap.
Okay, and could I just quickly ask, if you can't find that, what's on the chopping block? What's the first thing to go?
I don't know that there'd be anything to go. I think as we have done through this entire project, we are managing the budget daily. And we have cost savings in some areas, and so we've been reallocating funds, and we will continue to do that throughout until the end of the tournament.
And sorry, moment abused it, so I have to. So just when it comes to, you know, there will be a natural curiosity factor. A lot of people who may not be actually going to the games will just want to go down and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
What's your message to people? Are you trying to avoid, maybe Andrew, you can jump in on this too, are you trying to avoid having masses of people? Or is there an exclusion zone, if you can sort of take us through that, of areas where you're trying to keep the masses out of, or is it just centrally around the Toronto Stadium?
I can start, and if you want to jump in, Andrew, please do. So, you know, obviously we have the main areas at Stadium and FanFest. There will be, as I talked about, the sort of last mile, that sort of last walking path into the stadium. And so as people and fans get closer and closer, there will be soft ticket checks sort of around Princess Gate, and then of course the main ticket checks as people get closer to the stadium. So we are encouraging people to take part in all aspects of this tournament and the celebrations across the city, to come downtown. Obviously, we have FanFest that we're excited about, but we know that there is a Canada Soccer House. There are other viewing events and other celebrations happening. So we're encouraging people to come and embrace this opportunity and moment in our city.
Sadine Mosen from the Toronto Star. I have a question for Sean Fuller. Has Metrolinx been working with the city's chief congestion officer to better coordinate closures? And if so, how often are you communicating?
Yes, thank you for your question. We have, and we're working with our partners, everyone behind me, obviously, especially the Toronto Transit Commission, for the integrated approach for bringing inbound and outbound customers. I think what's very important to add to the customer journey piece is that please plan ahead. There is going to be a lot of people using the system. Please plan smart. You, look at our bylaws for when you can bring bicycles on the system, but more importantly, check for your last trains. There will be last trains. This is not a 24/7 offering. We do have a maintenance window, and it's very important that if you're going to the outskirts of the region, Barrie, Stouffville, wherever you're going to, please check last train times and accommodate your travel time accordingly. But
Thank
to
you.
answer your question, yes, we have.
Thank you. And just a quick follow-up question. How much of this work is to ensure that the GO system is running smoothly for FIFA? Does this mean, will the high number of closures this year mean fewer closures later this year? Tell me a little bit more about that.
So it's a double-edged sword for Metrolinx because we have such an aggressive capital program. We have one of the largest, obviously in North America, if not the world, of transit expansion that's happening right in this region. So we have schedules to obviously keep up with for that those transit expansion projects. What we have been doing is working in conjunction with the capital groups for additional maintenance of the lines. So bringing in additional, over the closure period, over nighttime periods or the weekends we've been doing, ensuring that additional maintenance is being done to also limit the interruptions that we would have to do for the 15-minute service. So we have been taking advantage of the capital program to ensure maintenance is beyond where it should be.
Okay, thank you. And then just a quick question for Sharon about the water bottle bans. Does the city have any other heat mitigation protection, like any mitigation measures, since people cannot be bringing their reusable water bottles into the stadium? Is there anything city is doing?
Yeah, we will look at that as the decision comes out from FIFA on what would be allowed at the stadium. As commented, we will have HTO to go water trucks and trailers at different locations throughout the city to support and support heat and helping people be safe and have a good experience. So we will have water trucks at Nathan Phillips Square, at FanFest, along Last Mile to support that.
Hi, Nama Weingarten, CBC. My question is for Deputy Chief Robert Johnson. You mentioned something that kind of piqued the interest of police officers from other countries kind of coming to help to bridge certain cultural differences. I'm wondering if you can expand on what that would look like and what exactly are those cultural differences that maybe heighten some concerns for misunderstandings?
So I never mentioned cultural differences. What they're here to do is help us engage and understand their fan experience, the fans that travel with the teams. It's different in every country. Every team has a different dynamic of fans and folks that follow them. So that they're there in a observatory capacity to be able to assist us to make sure that we have an appropriate response should we need. So it's a sort of a way to gather intelligence.
What are those differences then in fan experiences in different countries?
People celebrate differently. People support the teams differently, some more aggressive than others. So we want to make sure that we are able to understand the crowd dynamics of an individual group that we may not have had experience with here in Toronto.
Would they be on the ground, like around the stadium? How would that look like?
Yeah, there'll be some that will be in person with their fan group, and there'll also be some embedded with us in our area command center.
Good morning, Courtney Heels with CB24. My question's for Andrew. You mentioned the road closures that people can expect to see, the limitations on neighborhoods ahead of matches. What kind of communication is the city doing to ensure residents are aware of this so they're not surprised that it may be difficult to get home or even to get into their homes?
Yes, thanks. That's a great question. So we, are working diligently to make sure that, through sessions like this and even prior to this, we've been out engaging with communities, engaging with the business community as well, the neighborhoods that are in and around the stadium to make sure that they're well aware in advance of the road closures that they can expect in and around the stadium, the Fan Fest, and throughout. And then going from here forward into the tournament, we will also be working to make sure, of course, that all the channels that we can deploy through social media, through the city always puts out a list of road closures that people can expect through our partners as well in their work, that everyone is well advised and encouraged to plan ahead.
Okay, thank you. My other question's for Dr. Murty, if I may. Any concerns from you? I know we keep coming back to the water bottle ban, but people are talking about it, and it is very hot already. It's very likely it'll be hot over the course of the tournament. Did you have any concerns hearing that there may be these limitations or restrictions on people bringing water in?
Well, the city certainly has a number of measures in place for heat. As Sharon mentioned, we have lots of different venues that people can get to have cooling relief if we did have a heat alert. Certainly, if there was a heat alert day on a game day and people didn't have access to water, we are concerned about the potential for heat impacts, and that is part of the response that we provided to the FIFA organizing committee to say that we would want to make sure we are looking at everything possible so that fans within the stadium can maintain that proper hydration to avoid any heat-related health impacts.
Hi, Monique Kazonga with the Canadian Press. My question's for Deputy Chief Robert Johnson. So Vancouver expects to spend about $240 million for safety and security during the World Cup, which is significantly higher than Toronto's safety and security budget of $94 million. Is Toronto's lower budget realistic, or do you expect that cost to balloon as the tournament gets away, especially the $66 million earmarked for policing costs?
Yeah, so I missed the first part of your question. You want to compare us to Vancouver?
Yes, exactly.
So totally different footprint. First of all, we are fortunate enough to be able to have other policing partners that they don't have in BC. Frankly, it's the Vancouver Police Department and the RCMP. There's two main agencies that are there. So we have the ability to rely on some of our other partners. You've got some figures there that I'm not aware of, so I wouldn't want to comment and make an inaccurate statement around how this is being spent. But as you heard from Sharon earlier, we have kept our eyes on the cost of this event. 3-4 years ago, we're looking at this and making sure that money is spent wisely. At the end of it, there will be a review, obviously, of what we've done, and I'm sure there'll be a public announcement of exactly where the money went and how we spent it.
Great, thank you.
Hey, Brandon Chogris, City News. Got a question that could really go to almost anybody, Sharon, Fort, Sean. At the end of last month, TFC had a big game against Inter Miami. That was sort of supposed to be a bit of a training ground for FIFA. So what did we learn from that match, and what changes have you guys implemented?
Thank you for that question. It is definitely something that we took advantage of. The Toronto FC Inter Miami game, it was 40,000 plus. So we did put on our full plan. We did put our full staging of our staff across that station. We did have photography, video of event for our own purposes to be able to take it back to critique ourselves of how we did. It went very well. But again, that was almost utopian because it was on a Saturday. Everyone knew that game was happening. You didn't have a rush hour happening too. So we're very mindful of how that event went. It went great. We're going to be working, all of us together, post every game to do a review to ensure that there's nothing that we can't improve for the next game.
Good question. So similar to Sean, there's a fair bit. I think everything went really, really well. I think a few things. It was able to validate the extra electrical capacity that we're able to add. So we're comfortable at the service level that we can offer now is very much in tune with what the system can handle. I think we were able to really demonstrate that our response times were good because we did a few trials, but always a little bit of tweaks, right? Changed a couple of locations. So I think, from that standpoint, we were pretty confident. There's always a little bit of tweaking, but nothing major. I think all in all, from the TTC perspective, it was a really, really good dry run and kind of validated some of the work that we had done leading up to that.
Obviously, some more transit closures this weekend. Can either Sean or Fort just kind of speak to what those are for? Are we just kind of doing those final touches before FIFA?
Sure. So this weekend we have a single day closure from St. George to Shepherd West. It is basically focused on track work. The idea is we've got 4 restricted speed zones that we hope to remove, and we've also got some concrete slab work that we need to do and this is why we need the single line operation happening Wilson to Lawrence West, and that'll be it for FIFA.
Sorry, just one final question. Can I ask about the FIFA Presto cards? We're seeing a lot of stories about people selling them online already for huge markups. People want them, they're collector's items. Is there anything you can do to curb the amount that people are buying at once because people are trying to buy it like in bulk and then sell them? And is there a way to make them more widely available so people aren't just kind of curbing them at particular stations?
Yep, thank you for that question. So the way the machines are set up is that you can only purchase one at a time. It's not that you can go and purchase many. So unfortunately, if people are going to continue to queue up and buy one at a time and multiply that, we can't really control that. The locations of where we're selling them is game-centric. The airport, exhibition stadium, Union Station, meant to be able to be an offering to our local transit users, but also mostly to our visitors as well, as a keepsake to use when they leave. Based on the demand that we're seeing, there is a potential that we could increase the numbers that we have, but at this time, it has been put together to be a limited edition, and unfortunately, bad behavior. We tried to curb by having the one at a time purchase.
How much do you guys have total?
Total, I'll have to get a full number back to you. I don't think we anticipated the problem you identified, but it was enough to be able to satisfy at least the commuters and the visitors.
That concludes formally our media technical briefing. People are available afterwards for individual questions, should you have them. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for understanding the complexity and the magnitude of this story. Be safe. Nice to see you all. Thank you.